Yeah, kid. That's the juice bar flow. Excuse me. I will say, let some more people come on in, which I know niggas don't be really rocking with pop if it's like that. So without further ado, let's get it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la, we breathe. She like, ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la, we breathe. On a Friday, ooh la la, we breathe. Best day. Ooh la la, we breathe. Best day. Ooh la la, we breathe. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Like over here on this side, we deal with sports, hip hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page, I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, y'all know how I do. You know how I plainly start show. Tony, there was no other way. We ain't in game. And we is in the end game, people. And we in the end game because it's Friday. Best day, blessed day, as I like to awfully say. Great fire on the check-in on Instagram. We live on YouTube and we live on Instagram. And one of my mans, he lost his moms, and I just found out today a lot of unfortunate events and family issues and things going on in the world, and in your own personal life, you could probably be being attacked. And at the same time, somebody else is going through something similar or even worse. And so, I just got off the phone with my guy. Obviously, he's not in the best of mood, but, I know his moms. I met his moms a few times, blackface. My condolences, sending love and prayers to you and your family, in this grievous time. But as we were speaking, and I'm only sharing this because, my moms are still alive. Mommy, I love you. And I got a lot of friends and people, associates that I know, unfortunately, who lost their parents, both parents or even just, one. And I lost my pops, right? And it could be the most trying time in your life that you deal with, or that you face, one of the challenges. But, a good spin on it, if you will, as he said, even in this moment, right, is that, he's happy, he's grateful that he buried his moms and not the other way around. And we know oftentimes, this is why I want to, speak about it real quick. Obviously, it wasn't the topic or nothing like that, but I definitely want to, show my respects and obviously give my condolences to him, and to his family and his loved ones. But I often think like, all right, for the people who lost they parents, they've been dealing with it for a while, they're already in the groove of it, like, you never get over it, right? But you always think back to what more you could have done, how much more time you could have spent, and what you could have done as a child, to make your moms or your pops, lives, the quality of their life better as they aged out, And we all got to go once the Most High call us back, Tony, there was no other way. There's nothing none of us can do to delay it for a second, to, speed it up. Even for the people that want to speed it up, and you go do some shit to yourself, try to unalive yourself, and the Most High be like, nah, that's not how you're gonna go. You're gonna go some other way, but not like this. And that's why you see people that do shit, just throwing it out there. You may try to hang up or whatever, but the rope pop or just some other, unseen forces is working. You're like, damn, I did try to do X, Y, Z, but it didn't go down like that because that wasn't your journey, and that's not how you're gonna, go back to the Most High, which we all gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So just that type of news. Again, mommy, I love you. If your parents is alive, even if they wasn't the best, I always kind of like push this forward as far as, people could be cold. Like it's a cold world outside. I hope you got a little sweater, some Rick Ross shit. Like, it's a cold world, right? And, even I've seen children, you know what I mean, be cold as ice to their parents. And you'd be like, damn, well, what the fuck happened? Ain't that your papa's or ain't that your mom's? And you'd be like, and then when you hear the reasoning, you know what I mean? And then again, I'm a forgiving person. I want to be forgiven, so maybe I am, I'm not a unicorn, but I'm just saying that to say, like, I'll try to find a little bit of good, or I'll try to give the benefit of the doubt to most people, or be like, well, this is why you should try to forgive, or this is why you should try to build a relationship still, even though I hear what you're saying, and you're like, your pops wasn't the best, your mom's wasn't the best, she was a user, she abused, she was a problem, whatever it is, right? Like, she left you home, or, she used to beat you, or whatever in your mind as a child, and even as an adult, as you look back on your childhood and you say, yeah, my mom's wasn't the best. I'm a father now. I'm a mother now. I want better for my kids. Or I raised my kids to be better than what my parents did me. And, even with that being said, you only get one. The Lord is only going to bless you with one. Now, I know it may be some shows. There may be some people out here living an alternative lifestyle, and you could do what you want. And I'm saying that to say that some kids may actually think they got two daddies. Like, if you was adopted, obviously there's laws on that now where, alternative lifestyle folks, two women or what have you. Like, I got two mommies. You come to school, as a boy or a girl, confused. And like 50 Cent said, I was confused coming up, my mama kissing the girl. Like, you was confused because you see your mom's, with another woman, and that it looks strange. So, even though you may think you could get two mommies, you think you could get two daddies, in reality, you're only going to get one mom's, you're only going to get one pops. And they may not be the best. They may not even be what you asked for. Like, I wish I had, as the song says, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. You may wish your father was, Dr. Huxtable and Claire Huxtable, right? The lawyer and the doctor. Some shit from TV. And that wasn't your plight. But, no matter who your folks was, we can't change that part. But we can't change our attitude towards or how we view them. Because, again, I seen some kids, people I know, like, I know they moms or they pops cold as ice towards them. And it's like, damn, they didn't do, at least in my perspective, something that bad to where now that they in their older years, you just totally shitting on them. So, again, to his perspective, like, yo, Lee, I'm alright, but I'm not. I totally, understand as a person who lost a parent, you know what I mean? Kind of, maybe, sort of. Y'all know the story. I won't rehash that, but, he just was grateful that, he was able to bury her and not the other way around. And we know where we come from. Oh, but you're black, right? Fresh into the show. We know a lot of times, a lot of parents, unfortunately, bury their kids because where we come from, babies die every day, B. Like, babies die every day, B, on some cam shit. So, we get desensitized with that. But I just wanted to, to say that if your parents are still alive, hold them close. Tell them you love them. Try to spend as much time with them as you can so that when they do go, it's not big, baby tears and a lot of regrets on some whole shit. You got to learn to live with regrets. You got a lot of regrets in that night you can't even sleep because you know, only you know. Like we all, you know, in the heart of hearts, as they say, when you looking in the mirror, when you laying down at night, when you brushing your teeth in the morning, and it's just you in the mirror and nobody's around, and you know you in your own mind and your inner thoughts. Only we know as individuals, could we have done better? Could we have done more? Or will we have a lot of regrets when the people that we love go, if they go before us? You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to think about. Love your loved ones, tell them you love them, give people their flowers, and you know, try to spend as much quality time with them, you know, as you can. You know what I'm saying? And real quick before we get off the next, I spoke about it last week, speak about it again. Boss Lady Keita, you know what I mean? We sending out love and prayers. You know what I mean? Obviously, her funeral, I spoke about it last week, will be Monday, Cinco de Mayo, up in Harlem, sending her off right. If you know, you know. You can check out my Instagram. You can check out Big Time Instagram if you plan on popping up. White for the family and friends, and black for the others, and that's how we rocking it. But let's get to this other shit though, right? We gotta get to the show at Friday Night Live. What we talking about? And first topic up is we're talking about Brandon Jamal, right? Single baby mom, you let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Right? That song popped off for him crazy. I don't know if he went platinum or not. I don't know if he sold diamond, but I know a lot of people in the red pill community, you know, fuck with the song. I fuck with the song. I don't consider myself a red pill type of guy. I do agree with a lot of the shit that they say, but not everything. I'm not hell bent on, you know, I don't hate women. I'm not all, you know, all women is bad and, you know, woo. And I do agree with, I won't say ideologies because they make it seem like it's a school of thought, or, you know, it's a methodology to the method to the madness, so to speak. But a lot of shit is accurate. As a man, I definitely can say that in my you know, my years on this planet, and I'm not a spring chicken no more, even though with the fresh shape up, and once I drop to the Caesar, Modonesia, it look like it, but in reality, I'm not a spring chicken, right? And you know, I've been around, we like it, I've been around, so experience-wise, I can attest to some of the things being right and exact and all the way facts and the red pill. With that being said, you know, I got put up on him. Want to say it wasn't after the Fresh and Fit, another red pill content, Marion and Fresh, I believe, or Fit and Fresh, whatever it is, Fresh and Fit. But his, you know, he been going hard on TikTok, going hard on YouTube, seeing a lot of his reels, if you will, you know, with the laughter, and then like a single baby mom. Obviously, he's going in, digging the knife, and he running with that wave of, you know, getting on women, getting on single baby moms, and, you know, holding them accountable. I'm gonna put that in parentheses, right? Like who the fuck are you to hold them accountable? You know what I mean? But, you know, it's the internet. We all got a voice, whether you like it or not. MK, what's the word, my guy? Harlem, stand up. Yeah, kid. Whether you like it or not. Like, you see a lot of quotes now on a lot of, you know, different posters and shit. Like, yo, we need to put tariffs on the microphones and these platforms and shit. You know, shit could trigger you, right? You know what I mean? If you let it. My stance is, even though I be trolling sometimes, don't be triggered, just win and let God handle it. But anyway, a lot of his content is wrapped around sticking it to women, you know, taking women, going online themselves. It's not like he putting a gun in their head, making them go online, press record, and then, for instance, he'll, you know, a woman will be like, you know, I had a child, or my baby father's a narcissist, and woo, and it'll be a little spill like that. King, Janaya, what's the word? Like, and then his song will come on. You let him hit it wrong. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Like, so anyway, I ran across this post, and I want to speak about it. I just wanted to preference, like, who he was in case you didn't know. And his platform is obviously is much bigger than mine. And I've been following his content for a little while now. But anyway, he was out in Chicago. I think he's from Charlotte or from North Carolina somewhere. But anyway, he posted this clip up on his channel. But before I show it, I want to say a lot of times I speak about this on the Islamic aspect. Like if you see something, right? Islamically, it says if you could do something and you see it wrong, then physically you should do something. That's the Islamic way, right? And when I say the Islamic way, or I say I'm Muslim and I follow the Islamic, way of life or whatever, that doesn't mean I'm perfect, doesn't mean I'm God, doesn't mean I don't make mistakes, doesn't mean I don't make bad decisions sometimes, don't mean that I haven't been at the lowest of the low. Just because you are of a certain way doesn't mean it. So boom, with that being said, when you see a wrong physically, you should do something about it. If you can't do something physically, then you should speak out about it. If you can't speak out about it, then the weakest of faith is to hate it in your heart. So the first is to do something, second is to speak out, and lastly is to hate it in your heart. So you see some shit, you not strong enough to do nothing, you're not powerful enough, your platform, you don't want to speak out and get done dirty, so you just be silent about it, but inside it doesn't sit right with you. You're not feeling it, you know what I mean, you're not with it. Inside you hate it. So crazy situation with him out of Chicago. I guess some little boy is fighting a girl, a young boy is fighting a young girl. Although you could say she whipping his ass, he do get a couple of good hits off, and he's filming it, right? Not stopping it. And you hear him say, like, yo, I was driving by, seeing this shit, I stopped, got out the car, told the young brother, like, yo, you better chill or chill on out. So he did try to intervene. Guess the young brother didn't listen. He was caught up in doing what he was doing. And so Brandon decided to pull out his phone and start recording. While he's recording, he like, yo, I told the young brother, if you don't stop, I'm gonna record you. I got 1 million followers. Like, so I don't know if he got 1 million followers, maybe on TikTok. I don't know about on Instagram. And I seen the post on Instagram, even though a lot of his content that I follow is on YouTube. So as the video was going, another dude walks up. And again, this is Chicago. If y'all rock with my content, if you fuck with Pop If It's TV, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, right? Smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Y'all know I be playing, but I'm not. And what I be playing about is I'm never, ever, 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 like, ever going to Chicago. Like, if I'm flying somewhere and they're like, yo, your holdover is in Chicago, I'm not booking that shit. Book me a whole another flight. I don't even want to stop in their airport. I'm being funny, but I'm not. And I'm being funny because obviously, I had one female under one of the posters of Chicago where I was saying that shit. And she like, yeah, but you from New York, ain't you? Like, New York ain't no different, and New York really ain't no different. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I'm from New York, so I maybe I'm blind to the fuckery and the foolery. But the shit that I be coming out of Chicago, I'll be like, yo, I don't never want to go there. I don't care if they offering everything up. I'm not going there. But anyway, this was Chicago. And so what happened is a whole nother dude, another man walked by, tried to knock his phone out. Then when they, start going at each other or whatever, the screen goes black. But I guess allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, the other dude pulls out the blicky. Like, know what I mean? Nigga pulls out the bling blah. Like, your wrist bling bling? My shit bling blah. Like, it's a problem? On some Ice Cube shit? Boys in the Hood, when he lifted her, like, nigga, it's a problem? Like, you want to do something? And, although that's super crazy wild for him to just be walking by, see my nigga Brandon recording, etc., and then all of a sudden you decide to pull out a blicky? Like, you wildin'. But here go the altercation right here, and then we'll come back with a little bit of commentary.
I told this nigga I got 1 million followers. And if he don't stop, he going on the internet. And he said he don't care. He don't care. He finna keep beating up this young lady. Now, me calling the police ain't gonna do nothing.
Yes, it will.
Ma'am, I already told this young man that he going on the internet. It's a kid right here, and he don't care. He finna keep beating up this girl. It's a kid right here.
It's cold.
I hopped out of my car and told this man I got 1 million followers, and he going on the internet. And he said he don't care. He finna keep beating her up. Hold up. Look at him.
Nah.
No. Oh, good. I get you.
Then a little baby came.
Come on, mamas. Come on, mamas.
Nigga picking up kids he don't know. Can't make
Ain't this about to be?
Bro. Can't make this shit up for the internet, man.
I don't.
I ain't gonna lie. You cannot make this shit up.
What you mean tell her let go of your hair? Bro, you keep smacking her. What you mean let go of his hair? No. Oh, his hair. No. Oh, his hair. No. You see? You see? No. No. No.
Put your fucking phone up, nigga.
No. Put your phone up.
Shit got a little violent real quick. Like, yo, nigga.
Let go. Stop recording. Y'all stop. Stop. Y'all see what's going on. And you pulling out a gun? Check me out. Listen to me. You should have been breaking it up with your phone. No. No.
I couldn't. I hopped out.
What you recording though, man?
I'm gonna tell you why. I hopped out and
we are mean, bro.
We are mean, bro.
Listen,
these are people.
I hopped out and said, if you don't get off of her, I got 1 million.
You're supposed to break it up, bro.
Exactly. What the fuck is you talking about?
Only to make him stop.
That's what you're supposed to do. You get overpowered him. He in front of you.
He a little nigga. He sure was.
No. What if he's strapped like you? And I'm gonna die out here?
No.
You recorded.
So I told this nigga. I told this nigga I got 1 million.
Alright, so this is my thing, right? And if you rock with my content, I appreciate you. Y'all know I'm full transparency. You know I'm not one of them niggas that's gonna sell cheeseburgers and hamburgers on the side of the Brooklyn Bridge just to get more views. I'm not gonna sell ass to get no fucking views. That's just not what I'm gonna do. If it happens, it's gonna happen organically and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So I say that to say I'm not gonna just like shit all Lord Jamal. You know, I was about to say Lord Jamal, like brand Nubians. One for all, brand Nubians. Like, you know what I mean? Brandon Jamal, you know, you let him hit it raw, Mr. Single Mom, right? I'm not gonna shit on him like for views or, you know, put myself against him and I'm better than him, etc. Who knows what a motherfucker gonna do, you know, once push come to shove and you in a situation like that. However, I commented on this post and pretty much basically what I said is unpopular opinion. I agree with the brother that was strapped. A lot of people like, yo, but he walked by the situation to knock the phone out of your hand when he could have just did something. Plus he was strapped, so he could have pulled out the L black eye, like the L black eye. I could have pulled out and stopped the whole situation. I said, nah. What happened was, those is little kids. Even though it is a boy versus a girl, still two adolescents, probably 15, 14, 16, maybe even 17, but they ain't no adults. You a whole grown man. He's a whole grown man. And normally what men do is they address other men. So it's like my nigga. Like you heard him saying, like, yo, he a shorty. You could have overpowered him. If you ain't gonna do nothing, I get it. You like, maybe you thought you was doing the right thing. You hear him, yo, maybe he had a strap. This is Chicago, like nigga, this is America. Don't get you slipped. Shorty could have definitely been strapped. So what the fuck you stopping for? Like, know what I mean? Like, you stopping. Now, once you stop, that's it. If you don't want to get involved, you don't want to do nothing, keep it moving, my nigga. Keep it pushing. Once you stop your car, I mean, who stops for random fucking fights anyway? Like, know what I mean? Like, you know, on the quote can, which we do a lot, even though I be playing. Niggas die every day, B. Like, fights happen every day, B. boy versus girl, girl versus boy, men versus men, women were like, we see this shit all the time. And I'm not saying that we should be desensitized, and I'm not saying it's a good look. What I'm saying is, who's driving about their business, right? Because you about your business. You got 1 million followers. The fuck is you doing stopping in Chicago on some random street fight, street scuffle, even if you got caught at the light and you caught at the light and you turn left. Oh shit, shorty whipping, you know what I mean, old girl ass. You get out your car to tell him, listen, nigga, you better stop, because I got 1 million followers, nigga. He don't know you. Who you? Like, nigga, who's you, my nigga? He don't know you. You ain't Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z. Like, who the fuck is you? And like Fat Joe said, now who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, who you, my nigga? All right, you got 1 million followers, so fucking what? This bitch did some other shit to me that you ain't see, and now I'm whipping her ass. And she giving me a hell of a fight. She giving me a hell of a run for my money, but she violated or she did X, Y, Z. I told her after school I'm gonna whip your ass. And again, I'm not condoning any of it. What I'm saying is, once you stop and get out your car, you inserting yourself into a situation that you don't know what's going on, you don't know why it's happening, and all you could do is say, yo, listen, little bro, I'm gonna record you, you're gonna go viral, because I got 1 million followers, and the other guy that's walking by who, you know what I mean, probably from Chicago, that's why he got the burner. Like, listen, nigga, the fuck is you recording for? You supposed to break this shit up, and I agree. If you're gonna stop, break it up, my nigga. You clearly see that it's a shorty fighting a young girl. Break the shit up. Get involved. Get your hands dirty. Or keep it moving. The fuck is you stopping for? To go viral? And then that's why I was like, I don't want to like make my point of view or my video look like I'm coming at him and I this is a wall, you know, do 2, I do 4 back. You know what I mean? Because my channel was lesser. So it's like you reaching up to try to get clout and all that. Nah, nigga, listen. If you ain't want to be involved, just keep it moving. Once you determine in your mind that you're going to stop and you're going to try to intervene, then you got to get your hands dirty. Pulling out your phone like you see so many times, and I get it. A lot of times, right? People, or black women will be like, you know, and I combat this a lot. So if you're familiar with my content, then you know I don't subscribe to, although Brother Malcolm X did, and I'm Malcolm X. I love Malcolm X. We rock with Malcolm X. We hope that the Most High, you know, have mercy on Malcolm X and let him into the Jannah, which is the paradise, right? You know what I mean? For the work that he did, try to lead his people to the right? But back when he was out and about and he was around, he like, yo, black women is the most unprotected, right? Out of everybody else. That's who he identified at that time. That's who he said. A lot of people still carry that sentiment. I'm not one of them. And my sentiment now in 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022, you can go back a couple of years now. I say the most unprotected is the children. It's not the black woman. It's not the black man. It's the kids. And the reason why I say that, side note, I know this is not really the topic, because for somebody that's the most unprotected, I've been locked up, I've been the toughest guy, I've been not the toughest guy. I see the weak get preyed on, and like the weakest of the weak. If you watch like the Geographics or you watch Animal Planet, and you see like, even though we all got defense mechanisms, you see the weak get preyed upon a lot. The most unprotected. You know what I mean? The little small sheep, the little small baboon or the bull or whatever, they gotta run and get shielded, you know, between the adults so that the hyenas or whoever, you know, don't try to get them. You gotta shield and protect. Black women, there's too many videos of y'all doing the fucking most. Running over old people, killing cops, unaliving people, you know, talking crazy in establishments, throwing shit behind the counter, like just doing wild shit. And I say, for the person that's the most unprotected or the weakest, if you will, right? You don't got no rights, nobody's looking out for you. You don't really want to be doing the most to put yourself on Broad Street or Broadway. You want to keep an incognito profile so that nobody do nothing to you. Because if you're the most unprotected It's like, oh, I don't want to be, what Lil Wayne said, I walk light so I don't piss the ground off. You know what I'm saying? Like, every day I'm about to scoop your girl like a ground ball. Like, listen, if you the most unprotected, you probably don't want to be doing the fucking most to bring, to bring the attention to you so that people can scope you out, peep that you're a victim, and then victimize you. You probably want to stay between the elephants and the herd so nobody sees you and you can get to your destination alive, right? That's just that note. But anyway, with that being said, I brought that up to say, under a lot of posters where something bad may happen to a woman. Remember the Somalian chick, right? All these black men out here, these black men. All these black men, when she allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, got smacked in the face with a brick. Y'all remember that, right? All these black men stand out here, they ain't do nothing, right? And a lot of men is like, yo, you don't even say thank you when I when I hold a door for you. You don't even smile at me. Not that not that you have to. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me nothing. This is personally me speaking. I don't look at no woman like a negative. If I hold a door for you and you don't say thank you, I may give you the side eye as you walk by me, but I ain't gonna take it personal. It's New York City. I'm from New York. I know what it's like. I done gave my business card out plenty of time. Have people rip that shit up right in my face. I done passed out flyers when I was party promoting. People throw that shit right on the floor. CDs, etc. My cozy souls, my cozy souls, my cozy souls, so fresh. Standing out there selling my slippers. People walking right by. So I got thick skin. I don't really take shit personal. But the point, again, that I'm trying to make is, people be like, yo, you seen XYZ happen. Niggas ain't step up. Niggas ain't do nothing. Why the men ain't do nothing, right? And a lot of men, the pushback would be like, yo, I owe that duty to my moms, to my sister, to my wife, to my lady. I don't owe that to you. The people that's supposed to cover you in society is your brothers, your nephews, your cousins and them, your husband, on some Jada Pinkett, because that's your husband. Your husband supposed to protect you. Not me. I don't even know you. You don't know me. Now I get it. I can extend that courtesy to you, my beautiful black Nubian sister. Like, if if it's a shit popping off outside, like what happened with Jamal, Brandon Jamal, and he like, oh, damn, sister getting beat up. If I wanna stick my neck out there and try to stop the fuckery, stop another brother from whooping on your head, I could, but I don't owe that to you. Because if shorty pull out, pop me, right? Kill me, I risk my life over somebody I didn't know for trying to be a good Samaritan. So my thing is, without drawing it out, and I probably did draw it out longer than it really needs to. Not intentionally though. Just wanted to get all the points in, right? If you ain't gonna get involved, just keep it moving. That's number one, for your own safety. Look, he got out the record. He thought he was in a safe place. Nigga rolled up with the blicky, like, you know what I mean? Like, you about to could possibly get into a tussle, maybe with a nigga with a gun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a nigga with a gun. And you out there naked and afraid, you know what I'm saying? In Chicago, out of all places, you in Chicago, naked and afraid, filming a young boy beat a young girl up for your channel and your content. Let's just keep it buck. Let's keep it a buck. You really out there, you seen some shit, you like, yeah, I'm gonna get out, tell a nigga to stop, and I'm assuming, I don't know if this what he was thinking or not, but I'm assuming. And then you like, oh, this might be some good content. Told a nigga to stop here, and I got 1 million followers, and woo, and And then some nigga that was about that life came up and knocked your phone out your hand, told you, listen, nigga, shoulda broke the shit. And then when you try to act bad, nigga pulled out like, yo, what's the problem? Nigga, is it a problem? And you like, oh, you got a gun and all that. Oh, you got a gun on some Ice Cube shit, boys in the hood. Nigga like, nigga, is it a problem? Y'all remember the scene when a nigga walked by and bumped Ricky? And then the niggas turned around. Ice Cube had to lift up the blicky like, nigga, it's a problem. Like, you want to do something? And again, I'm being funny and I'm hyping all that, but obviously I'm not really with, this senseless killing of black people, right? Especially killing our own. But shit could have turned all the way left because you jumped out the window. You jumped out your car to try to stop up a fight between a young boy and a young girl, but you really didn't try to break up the fight. Rico, what's the word? You just was like, yo, listen, my nigga, if you don't stop, and I'm going to just play it real quick again.
So I told this nigga.
I told this nigga
I got a million followers.
I got a million followers.
And if he don't stop, he going on the internet.
Nigga.
And he said
that nigga don't care that you got a million followers. He don't even know who you are. It ain't like you was the little baby or you was somebody that he might have recognized, like, oh shit, that's such and such. And you like, yo, bro, stop beating on that girl. And he like, oh, you probably right. He don't know who you are, my nigga. That's another quick side note. And I went down this road before with people that is popping on social media. They got a lot of talking about nobody. You ain't buy your followers. We know a lot. All these Insta fan models and these people on Instagram or whatever platform. All of them got mad fucking followers. We know a lot of that shit is brought. Even Mace, right? Even Mace some years ago, like Mason Betta and I'm Cameron Trout, like, you gonna rise to the top. Like, even him, back a couple of years ago, like a lot of years ago, he had 1.5 million followers, some shit like that. They found out he brought some of his followers and they took them shits back. So we know a lot of people be fucking lying. You know what I mean? What's good, my guy? You already know. Friday Night Live, we vibing. So even if somebody like Mason Betta could buy his followers, and this is fucking bad boy, take that, right? What's going on with my phone? Shit got too hot. Never back down because your boy on top. And my fucking Instagram, damn. Motherfucker. Even somebody like him had to buy followers, etc., right? So we know that everybody else, y'all niggas is buying followers. So again, he probably didn't even know who you was. You should have just broke the fight up, intervened, got the shit over with. You ain't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't want to rock out like that. And homie pressed you. Even though I don't think he was right for pressing you with the blicky and all that. But this is the last thing I'll say on this particular topic, right? And then we'll get to the next topic. Hold on, let me see something. Oh my goodness, motherfuckers! Damn. Warriors is losing. That's why you heard me say that. I got the Warriors. I thought they was gonna go. I thought they was gonna finish them off tonight. Houston, like, nah. Houston is up 12 right now. 6 minutes left. That's why I'm like, damn. Houston is up. Anyway, I recently did some canvassing around the neighborhood, etc., right? Where I'm from, coming from where I'm from. And what I'll say for instances like this, where people want to get involved, you may be scared to get involved. You see, like the Nation of Islam, right? And we won't get into the fundamental beliefs or what they believe and is it right, is it not right, 5%, etc. But a lot of the people or the community felt safe when the Nation of Islam was around, when the Black Panther Army was around, or the Black Liberation Army was around, when certain groups is in the neighborhood to oversee the neighborhood and not the police. When we as men defend our own neighborhoods, that's when the neighborhoods are more safer. That's when people could come outside and you could double dutch. And again, I didn't want to make this topic too long, but this is like a footnote on this topic. Coming up, even with my bad, I did a lot of shit as a youth, and even on to my young adult years, doing wild shit, right? Wild shit. even then, right? Like the dope boys, or you know, the hot boys, the gangsters. You know what I mean? Gangster, tell me how you do it. They had a certain protocol, criteria, method to the madness, if you will. Like, listen, at least on my block, right? And I'm from Harlem, from 142nd Lenox, Lynch Mob, etc. Niggas had rules and regulations. They had structure, if you will, right? Like, and you would think, like Hov said, whoever said illegal was, you know, whoever said something was the easy way out couldn't understand the workings, you know, of the underworld. Granted, 9 to 5 is how you survive. I ain't trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limits and love it alive. Like, pretty much he just was saying, like, whoever said the illegal way was the easy way out, they couldn't understand the workings of the underworld. And I only say that to say, like, it's a lot of, you know, intricate shit that goes on that you may only be privy to on watching Raising Kanan or Power or, you know, BMF, etc. Especially if you were square, and I'm saying square not in a negative undertone. Like, if you, that's just not what you're about. The street life, you ain't never hustled, you never did shit, you never robbed nobody, you never went upside nobody's head, you never carried the burner, etc. You never had to shoot at nobody, right? That's great, because and that ain't nothing nice. But for the people that have done it, right, and the people that was doing it when I was a youth, you couldn't do certain shit on the block to make the block hot. You couldn't, you know, do certain things. You know, the hustlers and the people that was in control of the block or the area, more than one block, they would tell your moms. They would put hands on you. Then go tell your moms and your pops, like, yo, this little nigga was doing X, Y, Z in the building. We got people coming in and out of the building. And, you know, in this era, you know, now in 2025, the, what is it, millennial, the Gen Zs and millennials and shit, you know, a lot of y'all never know what it's like. And this is good, because obviously, you know, coming up in the 90s and, you know, being around in my era, if you a Generation X individual, you know what it's like to see long lines, crack lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, work in and out the building, constant movement, you know, always action. You'll never, like, really know what that's like now, you know what I mean? And although I won't be naive and say somewhere in a nook and cranny spot somewhere, there might be some places that's bubbling, baby. You a party animal, like, you know what I mean? Like, this might be some places, but not like coming up when I was coming up. Super crazy, like whole strips, right, of people waiting to get their fix. You won't really see that now, not because people are not addicted in the same manner, but just because the way the police are set up now, the cameras are set up, and, you know, how revolutionized, I'll say, or evolved the department has become. You know, back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, not too many cameras, buildings, and back blocks, and certain things like that. Now it's not really like that. It's a lot of AI, it's a lot of technology. So you're not going to come outside in the morning for school and see 50 people waiting to buy drugs or in and out of your building. You ain't going to see that. Again, if you are in an area that is like that, then that's just what they say, what's the word when they call it? That's an outlier. Because you're not going to really see that. That's the days of old. You may have a couple of dope fiends, got to get up in the morning, 125th and Lex or wherever, you know, people getting their fixes at, a couple of dust heads, etc. But it's not going to be like the 90s. It's not going to be like that, because times has changed. Ask me now, I'm the artist on some Nas shit, right? But I say that just to say, like, even then, while niggas was getting all that money and killing niggas and controlling the block, politics, etc., you couldn't do certain things. Because you would make the block hot, people knew who your moms was, your pops was, they smack you in the back of the head, send you home, have you doing, you know, not positive things, but like, listen, don't do that. Here, let me give you $5, let me give you $10. Yo, go do this, go sweep up, take the garbage out, get that shit off the stoop. Woo, woo, woo. We running the business, even though it's illegal. even though we destroying our community, even though we doing the most, we can't have you just running amok, doing whatever you want to do. And I say that to say, as far as the video of the brother filming himself, and you know the little altercation that happened with the young lady and the brother, Nation of Islam, 5%ers talking to the young, and what's today's mathematics, God? Knowledge, you know what I mean? Like knowledge, God, etc. Somehow along the way, a lot of the schooling, a lot of the putting under the wing, or, you know, even showing tough love, that went out the window with the gang shit and the big homie shit and people looking up to whoever's the head motherfucker in charge of the clique. And ain't nobody fucking with my clique. Like, ain't nobody, you know what I mean? Like, as I put it down, you ain't, we lost that. So, with certain things going unchecked, people run amok. When there's no checks and balances, people run amok. And people do what the fuck they want and say, nah, ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't do shit out here. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. And if nobody's telling you nothing, because no blocks is really monopolized. That's another thing. Like, now it's a free fall. And again, it's not a crash course in hustling and how shit used to go, but it's just a quick peek through the window. Like, who's that peeking out my window? Wow, the feds on me now. Like, just a little peek through the window. Not only did niggas have 1 block, 2 blocks of Braun, like not 1, not 2, not 3, like niggas had a few blocks. Niggas is controlling a few areas, and because certain blocks or cliques and bosses ain't as strong as they used to be, it's a lot of free agents. Niggas just come out and just do what they want. Like, I'm just open up on your block. And because nobody made claim to this block, nobody spilled blood or say, yo, ain't nobody fucking hustling on this block unless you talk to me. And y'all saying, you know, what is it, King of New York, one of the famous lines out of there, you know, when he came home, Frank White, who Biggie Smalls, Frank White, the name, you know what I mean? Like, he took his little nickname and shit. He like, a nickel bag soul in the park. I want in. And you guys got fat while the rest of us starved. It's our turn. Like, so whatever goes down from this block to this block, if I ain't involved, you can't do it. Unless you want to do something. Unless your gangster is gangster than mine. Then we gonna do something. How about that? You really ready to put it all on the line for your business? Well, let's see. Because I got some niggas with me. And we really put it on the line. In fact, I'm going to go put it in right now. And so, you know, that's missing, although I'm not saying we should bring it back, you know what I mean, and have niggas killing each other. But what I'm saying is, it's a lot of free agents. And because nobody's monopolizing, right? The corners, the streets, the blocks. People just do what the fuck they want. And then a lot of people like, listen, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm working. I've been out the game. I did my time. I'm just trying to make sure I'm good, my family is good, etc. But when you take that mindset as somebody who canvassed the neighborhood to try to stop violence and be for peace, right? Even though I was a part of the fuckery and the violence. I'm not no more, obviously. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to defend my family. And I hope, I was going to say on some 2 Chainz shit, I wish a nigga would like a kitchen cabinet. No. I don't wish a nigga would, because I don't want to have to prove that I'm even about that still. I just want to just be easy. But a lot of people got that mindset, like, I just want to go to work, I want to fall back, I'm out the way. But when you come out, the neighborhood is still what it is. So if the men don't step up and change shit, then shit ain't going to get changed. That's pretty much what it all boils down to. If the men don't do shit where they live, and maintain a certain order, a certain ethics and code. You just couldn't just knock old ladies down or do certain shit. Like, rest in peace, the funeral was you know, the sister who was killed on you know, downtown or whatever, 61-year-old lady, and I don't even know her name, but I seen it in the news. She was from out of Al Sharpton office on 145th and shit. Had her funeral today. Obviously, you know, car accidents happen, niggas speeding or doing whatever. But a lot of that shit went in the flu back in the days. You just couldn't do certain shit because the gangsters and niggas in control wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? Or you play ball, you protected. Like we want to make sure you reach the NBA. So we could be good or we could get a little percentage or you with talent, we gonna protect you. Or at least we gonna try to, you know what I mean? And you know, those elements of the street is missing due to you know, a lot of variables, but one, you know, being the gang shit now. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to the sister who lost her life. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into some other shit. Let's get into speaking of you know, unfortunate deaths, etc. Let's get into this 13-year-old girl who was killed by a 13-year-old boy, if I'm not mistaken, out in Texas. And this story is wild crazy, and this is what we got.
Playground where that little girl was playing when she was fatally shot. Tonight you can see a growing memorial here in her honor. Family members telling me that her loss is unthinkable.
To the little boy that did this to Anaya, I'm not angry with you. I'm not upset with you, but I want you to know that I forgive you as of tonight, and I put you into the hands of the Lord.
Powerful words coming from Sonia Stanford. She says she's the godmother of 14-year-old Anaya Zachary.
She was a sweet kid. She was an A honor roll student. Never had no problems. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you. No, thank you. This was a sweet baby.
Stanford says Anaya had been living with her for about a year. That is until today, when Baytown police say she was gunned down at this playground in their apartment complex on Village Lane.
It's very difficult. When I say difficult, it is very hard. It's like I'm still in a state of shock. But because I trust God and I know who God is, I'm kind of dealing with this.
The suspected shooter, a 13-year-old boy and fellow schoolmate at Baytown Junior Middle School.
I asked Perez, did Naya bully the little boy on the bus? And she said, no, Mom, but they never did get along.
Today, it seems the discord took a turn for the worse.
Her and the little boy got into it on the bus, and he got off the bus, he went home. He came back, he went home again. Anaya came in and asked me, Tia, can I go outside?
Then Stanford says the boy came back with a vengeance.
And he went home and put on all black, put on a black mask, and came back and called my baby's name, and he shot my baby 4 times.
Anaya was rushed to the hospital where she died.
If I knew that it was an altercation, me being who I am again, being a mother, I would have went to the little boy's parents with Anaya to see if we can get this resolved. Because stuff like this occur all the time, but this really does not make any kind of sense at all.
Now, Stanford has a message for the boy's parents.
You should have put your weapon up so your 13-year-old son wouldn't have gotten this gun and shot my child. I am very hurt. I am very disappointed.
The teenage boy accused of shooting and killing Anaya has been taken into custody. Tonight, the investigation continues, and as soon as we have more, this is the playground.
So my thing is real quick. I'm not victim blaming. Obviously, Anaya, rest in peace. Condolences. May the Most High have mercy. Right? It's a total shame when we hear these stories, and that's why even though it sounds like I'm playing and I'm being funny, I'm not. I quote Cam from the Paid in Full. The niggas get killed every day, B. But I flip it and bounce it and say, babies die every day, B. Kids get killed every day, B. On some Cam shit. Because that's the line from Paid in Full while he's sitting there eating chips, talking to A. And A is like, yo, my body different. I got shot in the head. I'm moving different, nigga. I got shot. And Cam like, you tough, right? You could take it, right? Niggas get killed every day, B. And babies get killed every day, B. Billy D, what up? And unfortunately, Anaya, you know, she was killed, shot 4 times by a 13-year-old who came back all black. Came black, you know what I mean? Dressed down all black with the blicky and shot her and killed her, right? And you hear the stepmom saying, if I knew it was an altercation or I knew it was a problem, I would have spoke to his parents. But you just asked your daughter or, you know, the other child, did she bully him on the bus? And she said no, but it was an altercation on the bus. I'm confused. So that's why I started with saying I'm not trying to shame the child, obviously, but to the parent. Am I saying? I'm sitting there saying, like, you just said that if you knew it was an altercation, you would have said something. So the other child said it was an altercation on the bus. Why you didn't, maybe you didn't think it was that serious? It's possible. But my thing is this too, right? I agree. If you got a burner, you carrying, whether you licensed or you not licensed, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, do what you got to do to protect your family, right? Do what you got to do. The beat 139, that's the word. Do what you got to do. I'm not going to sit on my platform and tell you, oh, because your gun is illegal, don't have a gun in your house. Do what the fuck you got to do in case it ever pop off. At least you have some type of, at least you could, look at the odds and see, is it 10% you might survive? 20%, 30%? Do you got a chance to evacuate the scene, protect your family? Especially if they, when I say they, I don't mean like, other black people. I mean, in case the government or whoever come run down on you. Do you got a chance? You know what I'm saying? With that being said, you knew it was an ongoing issue. The other child, who I didn't catch the name, is saying, but they didn't like each other. So they didn't like each other. And again, I'm not condoning anything that this little boy did. They didn't say his name, so I don't know his name. 13-year-old, about to probably be doing life or something close to it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the comments was like, get that nigga the chair. He knew what he was doing. He came back. He killed that girl, shot her four times. It's kind of hard to argue against anything. You killed her. But to the parents, right? Because we just were speaking about how adults, especially men, right? And this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman's touch. That's a James Brown reference for you that didn't know, right? This is a man's world. If the men is scared to talk to the youth, the women are scared. Here's the caveat though. Here's the Uno reverse card, right? You can't be scared to talk to your own kids though, can you? No matter how bad your kid is, and we know some of your kids is the fucking worst. We know that. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to run from it. We're not going to dread it. Because destiny is going to arrive all the same. I'm not going to sit up here and say, anything other than how I see it. I might be wrong, but I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to be authentic. And I'm going to say how I see it. And like Martin Lawrence, I got to talk about my life. I got to tell the truth and how I see it. And how I see it is, as parents, although some of our kids is the fucking worst, you ain't scared of your son. You ain't scared of your daughter. It's up to us. I could get it. You might be scared to go talk to some young niggas that's standing on the corner. You don't know if they packing. You don't know if they smoking. They on some Sherm. They on some dust. They off the Molly. They off the fucking, Benadryl and the scissor up or whatever. You don't know what they on. You don't want to even engage with them. I get it. That might be a little intimidating. That might be a little scary. You might be a little, scary Mary. But what about your son? What about your daughter? Are you scared to talk to your own daughter? And if you are, that's fine. We're going to exclude you. But if we just took initiative to talk to our own kids, put the hammer down, you know what I mean? Like, and Thor, nigga, so put the hammer, you want me to put the hammer down? And that nigga came and hit the hammer, and Captain America blocked the shield and knocked him away. Well, you want me to put the hammer down? And we just, as parents, put the hammer down on our own kids. And in the good book, it says, and the good book is the Quran, not the Bible. It says, you should save yourself and your family from a fire whose fuel is men and stone. But just don't mean men like just the men. Men means mankind, men and women. even though it says men. All of us. So save yourself, save your family from a fire whose fuel is men and stone. Right? So it's imperative upon you to save your family, to protect your family. And that we just kept it on the aisle, and we just kept it in our own house. Now I get it. Some households may be extremely difficult to do that in. Your son may be running the fucking muck. His father's locked up doing life. You chose wrong. Now you know what I mean. Your son is out of control. He fucking, he smoking, he carrying guns. He the king of the bloods. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't tell our nigga shit. That might be the case, but that's not every household. That's not every household. And that we can just get our own household under wraps. A lot of this shit that takes place in the community will be minimized. That's how you minimize it. Each individual house. And I remember walking with my son, and I'm bringing him up, you know, what was it, 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, we was walking during Father's Day and shit. And I was hanging out the night before, so I was tired as a motherfucker, but I wanted to keep my word. Took my small boy Zion, right? Me and Zion, you know, went to the Bronx, walking down Fordham Road all the way to 161st in the Bronx, right, on the Grand Concourse with my son and shit. And I was talking with him, asking like, you know, well, what about the parents and woo, 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 and And, you know, his answer was, and I'm only bringing it up, not that it's right or wrong, but his answer was like, shit, some parents don't know they foot from their ass. And I'm like, yeah, you might be right with that. You know what I mean? They don't know they foot from their ass. They can't think past 5. They can't even think, right? But that's not every household. It's not every household. And even if you're a single mom, you let them hear it raw, like how we start the show. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Like, even if you a single mom, your son ain't disrespecting you. If you wish, you whipping his ass. You taking his Jordans away. You taking that PlayStation, that 360 away. You making his life a little more difficult. You taking that phone away. You doing certain shit. You ain't just letting him get away with bloody murder. Now, some of us might be, but not all of us. And my only point is, just walking through the neighborhood, like I was doing, canvassing the neighborhood, trying to, bring awareness to gun violence and violence, how we can stop it, etc. Standing on business, as they say, right? Not just talking about it behind the camera, but actually outside, trying to do something about it. And it's fulfilling work. I enjoy doing it when I can do it, etc., right? But while you're doing it, you realize people know people. We know each other. The community is connected. You may not know me, but you may know somebody that know me. I may not know you, but I may know somebody that went to school with you, etc. So if we just networked a little harder, we put a little more oomph into bringing about change that we want to see, we would see. And the good book also says that the Most High won't change the condition of the people until they first change the condition within themselves. Let me say that again. The good book says, and the Most High says, that he will not change the condition of the people until they first change the condition within themselves. So what does that say to you? When I read the verse, when I hear that, I say, damn, well, if the Most High is God. For those that believe, if you don't believe, cool. Say the Most High is in control of everything, but he's saying, I'm not going to change the condition of the people until they first change the condition within themselves. So you say, damn, well, if he ain't going to do nothing, and even if you're thinking like, he ain't going to do shit, like, you know what I mean? Let's speak real. Some people like, well, if he ain't going to do shit, fuck I need him for, or whatever the case. And you start to rationalize that statement. Say, damn, well, if I'm doing it myself, is he really doing it? Because he's not going to change the condition of the people till we first change the condition within ourselves. Well, we changing the condition ourselves, What is he doing? Right? That's how you might be rationalizing it. And I say, I understand what the what the verse is saying. You got to do the work, and it's like for the 5% lessons, which I used to study, the 120 lessons, etc. And I'm the true and living God, not a mystery spook. The 5%ers, they believe that they are actually God, and that the God that people think that's in the sky is a mystery God. And it's like, well, if you're hungry, you're gonna pray and put your hands in the sky for food. It's what's the word? Abracadabra just gonna appear out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you're gonna have a meal? No, you're not gonna have a meal. Faith without work or action is nothing. If you're hungry, you better go get you some food. You can sit there all you want and say, God, I'm hungry. God, I'm hungry. God, I'm hungry. God, I'm hungry. Please feed me. Please feed me. You can cry tears and keep your hands to the sky. Like, put your hands to the sky. Like the song, you know what I mean? You really, as long as you keep your head to the sky. Or you keep your hands to the sky all you want. If you don't get up off your ass and go get something to eat, then you're going to be starving. You got to take the initiative. So I know I dragged that whole topic, right? But I think it was necessary. The men got to do shit in their neighborhood. Then it change. We get tired of our moms, our grandmothers, the people that's older, the women, the kids getting done dirty and scared to walk home, scared to go to the train, people doing all type of shit. If we don't protect them, stop shit, then it's going to keep happening. And it'll keep happening until we do something about it. That's just my view on that, right? And we ain't going to go too long. Let's talk about this shit, though. Let's get into this. That was all pretty much predicated on the young boy killing a young girl. If you got a gun, you should definitely keep it, in the safe. You should talk to your kids about, emotional intelligence when they get mad. What's the proper response? What they should and should not do. Definitely shouldn't come just grab the blicky and kill people. You know what I mean? 13 years old, throw your whole life away. So that whole situation is unfortunate. Let's talk about this Mary J. Blige shit, right? Let's talk about Mary J. Blige. Like, time on my hands. Since you've been away, girl, I ain't got no plans. No. And allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, she is being sued by one of her best friends, Misha Hilton.
Ducking drug enforcement, trying to turn my niggas to Doug Mosses. Put them in position, become bosses. Writings on the wall when spitting, I'm dumb nauseous. You got a few sitting. Never take the first number to judge office. I'm in the Gucci store, right under the Trump office. Are you living or you existing? Gotta start living, can't be resistant. No matter how. Fuck ducking drug and.
Okay, let me mute that, though. We're gonna read it.
Fuck ducking drug.
Pretty much, Mary J. Blige is facing a $5 million lawsuit in New York. Misha Hilton and her talent agency, Misha Management, over claims the Grammy Award-winning singer sabotaged the business relationship with rapper Vado, right? That's why you heard the music in the back. And that's the song with him and Dave East. I can't think of the name of the song, but the song was super fire, right? Blige is accused of withholding Vado's complete album to pressure him into cutting ties with Misha and longtime associate R&B singer, former hairstylist. Hilton and Vado accuses Blige and her company, Beautiful Life Productions, of interfering and signed management agreement between Vado and Misha, which entitled the agency to 20% of the rapper's earning. And I ain't gonna lie, the comments was wild crazy. One day was going in on Vado, saying, alleged. I didn't know this to be true. I just, got hip to the story. Mary J. Blige and Misa, they supposed to be best friends, go back a long, long way. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, they ain't breaking up or they having a fallout over Vado. like they going in on Vado. Like they really going in on him. This is just some of the tweet shit. Anybody else here whole flow whole flow like? I don't like this. Wow, $5 million, girl. Nobody was going to buy that album. Shots at Vado. You know what I mean? Taking shots at Vado. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't they besties? What's going on? Sounds like Vado was knocking both of them down. Shh. I don't know if he was or not. My boy can't catch a break. A 30-year relationship ending over Vado? Mad question marks. Everybody know Vado and Mary J. B been in a relationship for the past 3 years. I didn't know that. And I'm not saying that's true. In fact, when you tap that thread, it says, who hasn't she slept with and did coke with? Like niggas violated Mary. You know what I'm saying? What was her name? Tejada, Miss Tejada? And Power with Tyreek in her, Miss Tejada? Wrong. Misha is dating Vado. Mary's new man is her security guard. Even Miska claims that in her lawsuit, Vado was with Misa. When I read Faith Evans' book and she was talking about how that's how she started sniffing coke with Misha and Mary, was like, whoa. Wow, that's inside tea. My sister told me that yesterday, and she had a friend that's close to both of them. He got married not too long ago. So a lot of shots at Vado. A lot of people not accepting the fact or looking with the side eye like, oh, your 30-year relationship and this is what you throwing it away over Vado, who nobody was going to buy his album. Real quick, let's talk about Vado real quick. The rap career, the lyrics, the man behind the music. Is it worth the fuss? Why he never popped, etc. And we spoke about Vado a few times on the channel. We don't run from no topics over here on Popivist TV. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We live, we roll, we unscripted, and that's what it is over here, right? I fuck with Vado. I know Vado. Back in the days when I was, managing and doing shit like that in the music biz, try to get him on a song or two. Middleman, people trying to jack the price up and trying to charge more than what I thought he was worth, or didn't even tell him when I end up, confronting them and meeting them, etc. Or my nigga Mac Main Harlem in Paris, or niggas in Paris, video shoot, etc. And salute to Vado, right? I think he a dope MC. Think he nice. Think his flow is nice. Think he probably never got the shine that he probably should have got. And there is reason for that. One, Harlem is Harlem. It could, even though it's a popping place and a small place, it could be a funny style, finicky place. And getting with Khaled, and I just feel like he never put out the music that he out, that he was capable of putting out. Pretty much the hit. And this is the music business. We don't sugarcoat. We don't run from nothing. Lyrical ability, flow-wise, I think he got it, right? Song-wise, it just hasn't materialized. And that's why I think he ain't pop like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. We could debate it if you want, you know what I mean? Who the nicest in Harlem, who not the nicest. Juwan, what's the word? CEO, what's the word? My guy, happy Friday. Who the nicest out of Harlem, Mace, Cam, and Big, whoever I'm just being funny. Whoever you think it is, right? I think it was definitely nice. But where's the hits? A lot of the hits that if they gonna play, I ain't trying to start problems, or the, Booma, that's that shit with Cam. Then The Bay, that shit he did with DJ Khaled, that was a banger, it was by itself. But then after that, it wasn't really a lot of bangers. And that's the issue to me. Still doesn't make him not nice, because a lot of people are like, yo, Papoose is that nigga. He's super nice. He did A to Z, did all the alphabets and woo woo woo. And somebody like me would be like, yeah, he said all that shit about Hov, like, yo, you know, he could fuck with Hov and woo woo woo, but where's the hits? Like, we putting on for the Ritz. Like, where's the hits? Because that's what this is about. If you was to do a versus with anybody, you're going to get crushed. They're going to crush you. You can come with all the lyrical, smirical, A to Z, zigzag, zigga-ligga, hitter, put them in a digger, rigger. Niggas going to be like, where's your hits, my nigga? They're going to be sitting back like this. That shit sound good, but where's the hits? Then a nigga like Nori will come in, you know what I mean? Grimy. Grimy. He put that reggae tone on and blow you out the water. Niggas would be sitting there like, yo, but this nigga way better than him lyrically. Like, lyrically, he really nice. He can say A-Z, zigzag, ziggalig. But where's the hits at? Where's the shit that's going to get niggas rocking? Get people jamming and ready to start the barbecue and get the drinks and all that. Throw some meat on the grill. Pause. Pausellini. Tubbs, what up, though? Shout outs to my uncle. Pausellini. Know what I'm saying? Where's the hits at? There's no hits. There's no hits. There's no hits. Bars, mixtapes, that piff and all that. You go against Fab, whoever you. And then you think of the Harlem Nights movie where Arsenio and the other nigga, they letting off the Gatlin, and they trying to kill quick for killing his brother, allegedly. And then the driver shooting that one shot, pop. And then the scene was funny as all of them letting off, and then he letting off, pop. Finally, Arsenio had to take his hat off. Nigga, stop shooting that shit, nigga. Stop shooting that one gun shit, nigga. Where's your hits at? You gonna come to the and you gonna get blown out the water after that. No hits after your one shot, Dillinger. After your two shot, Dillinger, you gonna get blown out the water. And people gonna be like, where's the hit? So as far as Vados go, again, there's no knock on him. I fuck with him. I like his music. I fuck with his music. Not a lot of hits though, but it's still shit I can ride around to. It's still lyrical ability and shit that I want to hear. Like that song they was just on playing. But it ain't a lot of universal hits that people could, like, you know what I mean? She said she was a model for a year and a half, like WhaT and Benjamins, and where's your hits at, man? You don't got a lot of Breathe. Oh, like you don't got a lot of, you know what I mean? Me and You and Superwoman, you don't got a lot of those. So people will look at you like, you alright, you nice, but where's your hits? You don't got a lot. That's the difference. So that's why people in the comments is like, a Vado album? That nigga wasn't going to sell no records. He wasn't going to sell. You know what I mean? A nigga like Jim Jones will blow him out the water. And Jim Jones talking about he could fuck with Styles P. And maybe hits-wise he could. Not MC to MC, no comparison. But in the verses, Summer with Miami, Ballin' and Harlem, and you know, Me, My Fancy Car, like the Jumo and a couple other, he got a couple other little hits. And Styles got I Gotta Get High, Benjamin's, song with Mariah Carey, gang, you know what I mean? Like, and it might be a little close, even though we know Styles is the way better lyricist, the way better artist. Still about the hits. Still about the hits, nigga. That's why the verses is one of the best things that they came out with, even though it started out not really as competition. Your best songs, my best songs, we put on for the fans. No, nigga, where's your hits at? Because I got plenty of hits. Ja Rule come on in and blow you out the water. You'll be stuck with 2 hits. And that nigga put on 20 hits, blow you out. So now let's get to the Mary J. Blige and you know, the Mika and falling out over friends, allegedly. I don't know who's fucking who. I don't even really care. But allegedly, you know, Vado knocking down a friend. And, you know, they put his music on the shelf after the album is completed, etc. My thing, too, back to Vado before we get to the lawsuit, too, is although things may not have been, you know, perfectly aligned for you and you ain't, you know, reached the summit of hip-hop, etc., still been in the game a long time to be independent. You don't need to be signed to Mary J. And the hits that they put out, well, I'm saying hits, I really meant to say the records that they put out. I think they put out like 2 or 3 records. No, it was the one where they was on a boat together, and it was like a, you know, like I think it was Mary's song, but he was featured on it. Put a little verse to it, did another verse. Then they came with another song, and it was banging. I could fuck with it. A little summertime feel, you know what I mean? Like, all right, this is what Vado needed. MJB to put him over the top, you know what I mean? Put him in the mix, give him some eyes that he may not have, you know, prior had. You know what I'm saying? But for being stuck in the box that he was, and you know, Mary J, she gonna bring him out. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for him. Like, yo, this is what he needed. Now they gonna come with the bangers. And it's like, okay, even though that's cool, and there's nothing wrong with that, you gotta say, yo, you've been in the game for a while now, my nigga. You've been around for a while, my nigga. You've been around. Like, I've been around. I've been around. You don't need Mary J. Blige. You don't need her. It helps because she's a big name. She's a household name, but you don't need her. Why you ain't putting out your music on your own? Same thing if you fucking with this chick and you want her management, you know, me or whatever, and she getting 20% of your music, why you putting your records out under her and not yourself? Why you not doing it yourself, my nigga? You know, you was with UN and, you know, with Cam, shit ain't go right, had you falling out or whatever the case is. You know, I get it, a lot of obstacles, etc. But again, I think he is nice as an MC and as a lyricist. Put your own music out, my nigga. Make the hits. It don't matter if you got a big record company supporting you, backing you or not. If you got fire, who got flames? He's heating up. Boom shakalaka. If you got the hits, people gonna fuck with you. And I don't care what age you are. I know, you know, in hip hop, especially in the black culture, but you know, hip hop, we try to put an age cap on shit. That nigga old as fuck. That nigga in his 40s. That nigga almost 40. He's still trying to rap Jim Jones. Woo. Nigga, shut the fuck up. And what difference do it make, nigga? Listen to the tape, nigga. Like, listen to the music. If the music is fire, I believe people will rock with it. Put out the fire music. Whether you rapping on your own Instagram, you got your own website, that shit is on YouTube. If the song is fire, it will catch fire. People will gravitate towards it. People will fuck with it. You don't need no record label putting you in a 360, getting 20% of your deal, doing XYZ, opening up for Mary or however it goes. And again, I just know the little small details that's on the surface. I don't really know the underworkings of the contract, how it goes. But I don't really think Vado really needed that. Will it have helped him? We was hoping it did, but then we seen a little video or two, and then that shit just disappeared, just like that. It was hot, then it was gone. Where are you at, my nigga? And I'm not saying that he not doing shows. I'm not saying that he ain't in Amsterdam, he ain't in Europe. I really don't know, you know what I mean? I really don't know. But what I'm saying is I don't think that he, as an established artist, somebody that been in the game for a while, should know the inner workings of the business, because it is the music business. You don't need none of that shit, my nigga. Come out with your hits, break the internet, homie. Have people talking shit about you like the album wasn't gonna sell. They shitting on you. Why? I don't know. Pardon me. Gotta get the water out of this ice that I had. So I have to put my juice in. All juice. You know, a nigga talking and running his mouth for a long time. You need that hydration. But, you know, I hope it work out for him. I hope his music get released or he get his music or what have you. You know what I'm saying? You hate to see shit like that. Let's talk about we got like 2 more topics and we out of here. We ain't gonna be on here for that long, even though it is kind of long. I got time tonight. We won't even reflect on the Shannon Sharp and another white lady and another white lady and another one. We ain't even gonna talk about that. I think they doing my guy extremely greasy. We ain't gonna talk about that, but we will talk about this topic, this little shit I seen before we get to my NBA bracket. We will talk about Kevin Samuels 2 weeks in a row in this regard, right? Last week we was talking about him, with Tracy Ellis Ross, and he was right, etc. He's right again this week for this next story. Funny style type story. I seen it on another channel, so I will play some of the video, but she is commentating over it. But anyway, Kevin Samuels, he was famous for a lot of things as far as his sayings, but one in particular, which I never really paid attention to, because I didn't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm living my everyday life. Shit don't affect me on a everyday basis, so who really gives a fuck? But like when you buy a car and you see a car that you like, you see it out on the street, but you really don't see it until you buy it. As soon as when you buy it and you drive it off the lot, you like, oh, they got my car, she got my car, he got my car. So once he kind of like said it, then it started resonating, like maybe various examples of things coming up. And I'm like, he's absolutely right. That's a keen observation. And his observation or his saying was, single women keep other women single. And on the surface you hear that, you're like, single women keep other women single. You try to analyze and think about it a little bit, like, then you start to see it. You say, oh yeah, all right. Mom single, keeping her daughter single. Friend single, keeping her friend single. And you start to see the wisdom behind what he was saying. And I say that to say it's a TikTok video that's going viral of a young lady who went on a date with a gentleman who was courting her, right? They had a nice little lounge, bar lounge, eatery or whatever. The music is nice, the ambiance is nice, etc. And her 2 friends, her 2 female friends, decided to crash the party or crash the date, go to the said place where their friend was at, and just take a little peek in on the date, see how it was going, mochalicious, what's the word, see how the date was going. And soon as when the video started, you could hear one of the sisters saying, we 3 drinks in, we 3 shots in. So it's like, your friend is on a date, y'all bored, you ain't got shit to do, it's Friday night, you just got paid, vibes is right, like, you know what I mean? Like, you bored, you ain't got a man to entertain, your friend is on a date with somebody that she's prospecting, or he's prospecting her. You show up to the place, instead of just keeping a distance and looking, minding your business, guess what they decided to do? They decided to send some drinks over to the table and told the bartender, don't tell him who it's from, to make it look like it's from another dude. So it's like, the guy sitting, on a date with her, it's like, he gets irritated. Rightfully so. I would get irritated. One, men are territorial, even though you ain't mine's yet, but we dating, I'm paying my dime, I'm taking you out, you with me right now, you know what I'm saying? So all on your phone, talking to the next nigga, telling me about your next nigga, I don't want to hear all that shit. Like, I don't want to hear none of that, right? And so, because they told the bartender, gave him instructions, Kimsey, what's the word? The guy starts looking around now like, yo, I'm on a date with this bitch, and niggas are sending her drinks. They don't know if this is my wife. They don't know if this is my girl. They don't know this is our first date. They don't know none of that. So who is bold enough to be sending her drinks over? And so Again, I'll play a little bit of it so you can get the gist of it. I didn't really want to play too much of it because it's from somebody else's YouTube channel. And I got commercials.
So girlhood is going to the same bar that your friend is having a date on to go spy. We just had the most genius idea to up the stakes.
They had a genius idea.
So boys like old dudes get real tough. So man, you looking around trying to figure out who's gonna drink this night.
My brother decided to take this young lady out, you know, on a date, and but unknowing to him, the young lady's friends was at the bar recording the date, just really disrespecting my homie. We later find that they posted this video on TikTok, and I just want to say that it's corny as shit.
So, like I said, the lady comes on like, yo, we 3 drinks in. We gonna go crash the party. We gonna check on our friends, sisterhood, you know, girl power, Wonder Twins, deactivate. And they show up to the spot. They couldn't find the young lady, so they had to, you know, travel throughout the shit. Come to find out, the lady is on the 3rd floor with her date. They go to the bar. We had a brilliant idea. They all drunk and stupid. You know what I mean? Stuck on stupid. And Sinji, let you be so stupid. From Super Ninjas, like Sinji, you being real stupid. We had this brilliant idea. We're gonna raise the stakes. You're gonna raise the stakes on what? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Hold on. Cause my nigga Great Fire, he got a song called "Raise the Stakes." You know what I mean? Like, you gonna raise the stakes? We had this brilliant idea that raise the stakes, and we're gonna send a drink over to the table so that we can keep him on his toes.
Talking styles.
You're gonna send a drink over to where she on a date so he can be on his toes.
I'm on go, y'all pump your brakes. I let them know I play for takes. Keep it so real, y'all keep the fake. I raise the bar, I raise the stakes.
You gonna raise the stakes?
Go, y'all pump your brakes.
Somebody let them know
I play for takes. So real, y'all keep the fake.
Ain't no love, every man for himself. Honey in your presence and she spending wealth. She not gonna have, that's a red flag.
It's gonna make y'all mad. She ain't gonna have, that's a red flag. Pop balloon on the move, bottom line. Like, y'all fucked her data. And at least that's what it started to feel like. But when you, and I'm gonna fast forward to the, you know, the young lady's part because, so they going. They can't find her.
All right, you ready? Yeah. Game face.
Game face.
There was a big. Okay. To impress other women on situation and you know, bum. This one's getting.
Where's the girl?
If men don't know that is a number.
Here.
Who were interested, we all.
So
had
this is the
group
girl
chat
right here
lessons.
who was actually on a date.
We did not know. It's foolishness. And anybody
Keep niggas
who
on their
talks
toes.
in,
And the young lady who was on a date, your actions right there and how you reacted to your friends doing what they did, it shows a lot about your character. Because you're supposed to be on a date enjoying your night. Your friends is bored, drunk, and ain't got no man. And that's why we started this segment with Kevin Samuels saying that single women keep other women single. Y'all single. Y'all all single, but you possibly maybe have one, right? And your reaction to what your friends did kind of let me know that you was cool with what they did. You ain't really shit them or say, listen, don't you ever do that. Don't send no drinks to me while I'm, you know, on a date with a gentleman or a guy that's showing interest in me. You could have just kept your distance and you know, if you wanted to record and then show me later, like, yeah, we end up popping up. We kept our distance. We didn't want to embarrass you. We didn't want to be detected. So we just stayed in the cut. But, you know, look at the got you sharing drinks or sharing appetizers, etc. You know what I mean? But for you to send drinks over and interact and got the homie looking around like, yo, who's sending you drinks? You know what I mean? Like, I'm secure and I ain't insecure about my position. You ain't mine. We just dating. But like, yo, nigga is real bold to do that. You know what I mean? When I'm with you, you could be my wife. Then I want to fuck somebody up for really trying to violate. Because that's what you do. You know, it's corny, it's lame, it's childish. And are you surprised? In today's time, are you surprised? Cornbread and butt, you know what I mean? Like, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. Like, this is the day and age that we live in. Everything is for the gram. Do it for the gram. Do it for the gram. Ho, ho. Like, everything is for the gram. And, you know, although I'm from the era where there was no camera phone, and I'm in the wave too now. I ain't gonna lie now. There's certain things I'm not gonna do. Definitely not gonna do. Just who I am. Some things I will, you know, pull out the phone, or at least I may film, but I won't put it up, or I won't go live with it. I'll just film for personal reasons. I am a content creator. So I'm not really shitting on people that's doing it for that. But the point that I'm really making is that people will put funerals online. The chick that's just, you know, they kicked me out the funeral because I was acting like I was kissing my baby daddy dick and all that. That's the shit that I mean. Like, you putting this on, you putting, you know, your daughter sending, you know, inappropriate pics to a young boy because you want to expose her or you want to embarrass her, or just certain things that people put online. Although I'm a content creator, one, I'm not gonna do shit for views. I'm not gonna clickbait when you look at my YouTube channel and we live on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm never gonna put like some lie just so you can click. And that's why my channel ain't pop yet, because I'm not lying to the people. What the title is what the title is. I'm not gonna say some shit that's not true. Then when you click on the video, for instance, Shannon Sharp, what we can learn from his sex tape. Like I seen the sex tape, like the sex tape is out. Then when you click on the video, your brain start working like, this nigga ain't even put out, like the sex tape not even out yet. So what are you talking about? I just got you to click on to get the engagement. I'm not going to do that because I value my integrity. I value my word. So just certain things, moms are sick or I'm in a hospital or, you know, somebody is sick. I'm not going to pull out the phone and record just to get some likes from some people who I don't even really give a fuck about. I'm not going to do that. But that's the day and age and the times that we're living in, that fellas or ladies, gentlemen, and lowlifes, you could be on a date about to go to the Cheesecake Factory and the chick will pull out her phone, start recording, like, I'm not getting out. We at the Cheesecake Factory. And a little Indian Arab looking guy be looked through the peephole like, are you recording me? And you looking like, yeah, you getting recorded, just trying to go to the Cheesecake Factory and get that little warm pumpkin bread or whatever that little bread be. You just trying to go get some bread, have some good conversation, maybe have a drink or two, and you can't even do that because people is on their phones in the black mirror. I think it's corny, but these are the days and age that we living in. So you have to move accordingly, because if you don't, you might be taken advantage of. You might be caught in a compromising position, you know, situation that you was totally unaware of. Totally unaware of. You being recorded and you don't even know it. And that's foul. Alright, we've been on here long enough. Let's get to my bracket. My bracket is busted already. I'll talk quick NBA real quick. NBA, my NBA bracket. My NBA bracket, guys. So as y'all can see, I had Boston and I had the Lakers going to the finals. I was gassed off LeBron. Who said who was that said? Oh, Biggie Small. Lost a couple chicks. Lost a couple chicks. Gassed off Shaq. Some tennis courts and horseback. Gassed off Shaq and the Lakers. Gassed off the Lakers. And Lakers is out of here. Now LeBron came out. I don't know if he injured or he not injured. I don't wish that on him, but allegedly MCL sprain. All of a sudden you sprain now. But we was right about OKC. We was wrong about the Lakers. The Denver series is going 7. We was right about Boston. We was wrong about Milwaukee. Dame Dollar, get healthy, Dame Dollar. We miss you. In the sense of we missed a good series. Will Giannis stay in Milwaukee now? I don't know. Will he go? I don't know. Hope it's my New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it. I don't know. We got the pieces and shit like that. I don't know. But I know Giannis want to go compete for a championship. As far as the father coming on the court and all that, the father wrong. And they told him you can't come to the games no more, at least for the foreseeable future. And they absolutely right. Shaq, you bugging, my nigga. Come on, bro. You too big and, you too big to be acting goofy and gullible. I'm going to just say that. You too big to be acting goofy and gullible with that response. Like, yo, that's part of the game. Ooh, it's been like that for 20 years. It ain't been like that for no 20 years, my nigga. It has not been like that. You cannot come onto the court, my nigga, as a fan, holding up towels or getting in the player's face. You cannot do that. I don't care how much money you spend. Now, y'all know what I'm about to say next, because that's the slogan on the channel. Because that's your money, son. Because that's your money, son. I don't care how much dollars you spend to get to the game. You front row seats. You Rick Ross. You front row at the Garden, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, you so close. You made the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee cane. I don't want to hear that shit. You pay your money. You pay this. You go there to see the players play. You respect the players, because as a man, you lucky Giannis ain't smacked the shit out you. Put hands and feet on you. Now everybody looking at Giannis like he the bad guy, nigga. You're not even supposed to be on the court. So what the fuck is you doing? Russell Westbrook, that time they threw the water bottle on him. Fans at the Garden spitting at Trae Young, trying to spit on him. No, you need your ass whipped. You too overzealous. You too fanatic. Fanatic. You do the most. Just because you his father, that doesn't mean shit. But anyway, Dame got hurt. We wish him the best. That was I think the Bucks would won the series. If Dame could have played, maybe he, maybe not. But we was right about my New York Knicks. We was right about the Cavs. So we was right about the Cavs in the East, the New York Knicks, Boston. We was wrong about Milwaukee. In the West, we was right about OKC. Who OKC played? They played Memphis. Let me put Memphis, because they still was playing for the tournament. We was wrong about the Lakers. Golden State lost tonight. They messed my money up tonight. I had Golden State winning tonight. If Golden State would have won tonight, I would have claimed them tonight, and that hurts. No winner chicken dinners. It's a sad night for me, because we should have won. Had a nice 6-pick. It was the last game. Motherfuckers. Houston won. They won 2 in a row. Game 7 at Houston. I'm kind of thinking now they want the old niggas out of here. And do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, your video out of here, your days as the NBA player, balling on them, you out of here. LeBron's out. Think it might be Cleveland and OKC now. Thinking it might be Cleveland and OKC. I would pick Denver or the Clippers, although I had the Clippers winning the series. But now you going 7. That's a lot of work. The winner got to have to play Golden State, Houston. That's going game 7 as well. Ant-Man and them, they gotta play OKC, you know. Surprised if Ant-Man and them come out either. But as of right now, I'm gonna switch my pick. I like Cleveland and I like OKC now. I think that's the two #1 teams in the West and the East. Been competing with each other from afar all season. And I would love to see Donovan Mitchell and them get there. And obviously Shea and them probably gonna win MVP, maybe Joker, but I doubt it. We would love to see that. LeBron and them is out, Luke and them, you know, got JJ Redick questioning your not your work ethic, but saying we gotta get in championship shape, nigga. So you're gonna have to do what you gotta do, and that's why, you know, the Dallas man, I can't think of his name, starting to look like, yeah, we traded you for a reason. This is why we traded you. Last topic though. I got time for one more topic. We in the game because I went to see the Thunderbolts last night. Me and KISS, you know what I mean? We went to see the Thunderbolts. That shit was fire. Y'all know me, I marveled out. Ended up jacking this little you know. This wasn't part of the movie last night. This was actually from the Captain America, where I got the little red Hulk and the Captain America shield. But that is the Hulk joint, and this is Captain America. Anyway, we went to see the movie last night, Thunderbolts, with the asterisk next to it. And it was fire to me. It was definitely a good movie. The commercials is kind of gassing it up like it's the best of movie since Endgame. I don't think so. I'm not going to say it's the best movie since Endgame. Although when you think about after Endgame, what came out? Doctor Strange, the multiverse. I don't think it's better than that. What else came out? Ant-Man, Quantumania. That didn't really hit like that, but I did like Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror character. What else came out after that? Eternals. Eternals was kind of fire. You know, they didn't follow up on it, but I thought it was good. What else came out after that? The Miss Marvel Part 2. That was maybe a weak one. Captain America Brave New World. I thought that was fire. Although they did do us kind of dirty with not having the Hulk in the movie for as much as he needed to be in the movie. He wasn't the #1 antagonist. It was Mr. Brains or Mr. Intelligence, you know, from the Hulk movie with the guy that got the Hulk DNA splattered on his brain and his brain. I can't think of his name, but whoever he was the main antagonist. And then at the end of the movie, the Red Hulk got a quick fight with Captain America. But it was a lot of action in Captain America Brave New World. And the Thunderbolts, it definitely was a good movie on a scale 1 to 10, of 10 being the highest. I'm going to say it's like a 7. And I know Kevin Samuels is like, you can't use 7. You know what I mean? You're ingestible, you're fresh face, fresh out the shower. You can't use 7. I'm going to say it was like a 7. But I'm going to say it was like a 7 and not the best movie since Endgame. Because it really wasn't a lot of action. You know, you got one of the baddest, Marvel characters on the screen finally with Centurion, Bob, a.k.a. Robert, meth head, drug user, mentally, not all there. And none of the Thunderbolts who at the end of the movie turned into the new Avengers, parentheses, could do anything with him. He didn't break a sweat. It was like, what's the movie? What's the movie with the brother? Not Jet Li, but not Jet Li, but the guy that plays IP Man, It Man, and you're just blocking. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, blocking all of the 52 blocks so easily. Couldn't even do nothing with him. He could have killed all of them. You know what I'm saying? And he's stronger than Thor, stronger than the Hulk. I think they had a couple of battles in the comic books. the movie is well written as far as the plot, the subplot of the movie. It's all really based around mental health and how sometimes you could be in a world full of people, but you're still alone in your mind, in your heart. Things is just not sitting well for you. Things may not be going the way you want. So in your own mind, you are alone. You are in the void, right? And the Centurion is the Centurion, powerful being, powerful creature who was made through the what's the program that Captain American, to make the best soldier, right? He went through that program. He made it through. He was the only one. A lot of people prior to him didn't make it through. They was killed off because whatever the serum that they was giving him was killing him, and he happened to be the one to make it. Everybody was dealing with their own self, not doubt, but enter loneliness, into mental gymnastics, and interpersonal, why am I here? What am I doing here? Am I fulfilled? Am I happy? Am I doing enough? Is there more out there for me? You know what I mean? And so I like that it was written in that sense, that they all was dealing with their own mental issues. And obviously the Centurion, Bob, the Void, he was obviously, dual personality, had mental issues, so he was dealing with it. And ultimately, Val, kind of like Black Widow, the sun's getting low, like to the Hulk. Sun's getting real low, rubbing his hands. Sun's getting real low. Or some Thor Ragnarok, when he was kept telling him like, "Yo, stop saying that shit. Sun's getting real low. Sun's getting real low." Do you have to see the other movies to kind of like know what's going on? If you didn't see the Black Widow, or you didn't see the Winter Soldier and a Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the series was kind of fire to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of action, a lot of boots to the ground, hand-to-hand combat. That's where we meet Walker, the Captain America, who's playing the Captain America now. Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, she was in there. And then the Taskmaster from the Black Widow, she was in there. Spoiler alert, if you ain't see the movie yet, I seen it last night. One of the first ones. I know I marveled out. She got done right in the beginning of the movie. And we kind of knew that anyway once Marvel came out with the cheer reveal. They was revealing all the cheers for Avengers Doomsday. And it is 2 end credit scenes. We will speak about one right now. If you ain't see the movie, you probably need to turn away. You need to turn away from this video right now. But the end credit scenes is kind of play jokey a little bit with the new Avengers and Sam Wilson, who is the new Captain America. He's kind of like fake suing them for the name, and the Red Guardian. He like, we should call ourselves the new Avengers, but with a Z. And while they talking about it, and Centurion is there, 14 months later since the end of the movie, he hasn't been Centurion because he doesn't want to change into the BouT, you know what I'm saying? And so he's just been chilling. So I guess that's how they playing his character, because he's super powerful. He's super powerful. So, that's like an ace in the hole. He's just chilling because he don't want to black out to his alternate side. So he's just been doing dishes, doing regular shit. And, Helena, she like, a foreign object has just entered into the atmosphere. And, he like, pull it up. Bucky is there, the whole new Avengers, while they talking about the uniform and being sued. It's supposed to be like a real funny, comical moment. And then when they do pull up the screen and they zoom in on the foreign object flying into the atmosphere, it's the Fantastic Four ship. And we know the Fantastic Four is coming out in June or in July. It's the only 2 Marvel movies that's coming out before Avengers Doomsday next year, 2026, and then 2027, Avengers Secret Wars. We super hyped about seeing both of these, all 3 of these films. You know, I remember as a kid reading them, you know, reading them in the comic books, Secret Wars that is. So you see that Fantastic Four, this is possibly how they making their way into the MCU and the 616, you know, our universe or whatever. You know, it's going to be dope because even though they kind of like spoiling what's going to happen in the Fantastic Four movie, because it's like, you know, Galactics, and I don't know why I'm struggling to say that. Galactics and Silver Surfer, who is a female for this particular movie. We know that they come and they are the antagonists of the film, and we know that their world is probably going to be destroyed, and that's why they're going to end up coming to the 616 universe along with Maria Povich or whatever her name is. We know she went to the other dimension with the X-Men. So it's a lot going on. If you ain't see the movie, go see the movie. I thought it was well written. It did have some action, but not like really like over the top action. That's why I'm like, why are they saying it's the best since Endgame? They didn't have a lot of action like that. It didn't. You know, it had a lot of build up, you know, personalizing the characters, etc. But not a lot of action or over the top where every scene you like, oh, this shit is lit. You know what I mean? With action, it wasn't like that. Although it still was a good movie. But don't take my word for it. Go to the movie yourself. Let me know what you think. And let me know, you know, your thoughts on the movie. That's what I got for you guys. Friday, it's been a long little show. We're going to get out of here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, etc. about the movie, about the NBA playoffs. You know, is your bracket still alive? Is it dead? Like mine, Lakers in the finals, that's dead now. Let me know who you had tonight, Golden State or the Houston Rockets. I had Golden State. If Golden State would have won tonight, I would have cleaned them, people. I would have cleaned them. But tomorrow's another day. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. You was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid.